In last week's episode we got to try the currents on Rhine. We ran aground for real for the first time and we left Germany for Holland. And we did a well-needed cleaning of the water tank.
So nice to finally have good tasting drinking water again.
In this week's episode we finally find an anchorage at the Canals. We have our worst lock experience and we are falling in love with Maastricht. We had a slow start and it was already lunch when we untied the lines. But only a short distance and one lock away we had spotted a lake at the chart. A lake deep enough for us does not come along that often.
We have anchored in Leuken, I think, something like that. Dutch is hard to pronounce, and this is the first anchorage we've been to for a while, so it's very nice. It's a very warm day. It's like 35 degrees inside the boat, so it's nice being on the back to dip your feet into the water a little bit.
Not only was this the first anchorage in a while, it was also the first time for the paddleboard in quite a while. We really enjoyed the stay here, but not having a windlass makes anchoring somewhat more of an effort when leaving again. Thankfully we didn't know that this calm morning was gonna be our most rough day.
It is a little before 7, so we're leaving pretty early today and it's super calm. I think we're also very happy that we stayed on the anchorage instead of the big marinas that we have behind us, or even worse, the other side with all the toys, things and this expensive motor yachts. Today we are probably gonna go a little bit further. We're not sure we're gonna go all the way to Maastricht, which is like 45 miles, and we do around 5 knots in here, so that will be like 9 hours plus the locks. But if we get there fairly late. Maybe we take a stop in between, we're not sure, depends on how everything flows. But now we are waiting for breakfast. Another warm day here in Holland, and we are cruising on the Maas river, and today we see like the black swans, the windmills. It's not too sunny, so it's still like not too hot. Yesterday it was a little bit over 30 degrees inside the boat. That's like still okay, but when it starts to be 35 inside, then it's getting a little too tough to be inside to do anything or even sleep. But I think next week is going to be warmer, even warmer. So now we enjoy to have a little bit of cloudiness but warm weather and a tiny breeze. And we have a couple of more locks left to do today. And we also have to make a decision. Are we going to go straight through the canal or if we're gonna go like to follow the river that goes like in the meanders. I think we're actually gonna take the canal, but let's see when we are there.
When we closed up on the next lock, it looked really easy, and we were completely unprepared for what happened.
This lock has the floating bollards, which makes it very much easier. We are in together with 2 barges that came after us, so we got one big right next to us. This lock was our scariest moment so far. It started to go really like good and smooth, and then they let in a lot of water and it got so turbulent, so I almost lost the grip on the line, and we got both to the same line, and we pulled as much as we could, and we still got like thrown out from the wall and almost into the barge. And I think they slowed down a little bit because we got like into major problem, and like my hands are all like red from the rope, and we're both lying down on the boat, taking as much strength as we could into it, and then we managed to get back to the wall. But then it happened again, and then it slowed down, and we got a little bit too much speed back to the wall of the lock, so the mast and the forestay actually smashed into the wall. I don't think it's damaged, but we can't really see from the boat because it's out a little bit in front. But that was super stressful. Oh my god, I don't want to do another lock. And we got like 200 left. Yeah, okay, lesson learned. Gonna figure out another setup for the future, because like this cannot happen once again. And we are kind of lucky, I guess. There was only barges inside because they are really stuck where they are. If there would have been more leisure boats, maybe they would have gone slower, but if there would have been leisure boats with the same problem as we had, that would have been like complete chaos. But whew, okay, we are not broken and the boat is not broken, so we're just a bit scared at the moment. It's been a long day. We've been out for almost 14 hours now, but we are soon closing up on Maastricht, and we are in the outer part of suburbia part or something, like the harbor area at the moment, as you can see in the background. And it's gonna be really, really nice to get to town. It's almost 9 in the evening, so we're gonna make it before it gets dark. But we learned that the city port is supposed to be very nice, and we thought at first it was only like 1.5 deep, so I called them, and it's actually like around 1.82 meters, they said, so we could go in, but the lock that leads to the port closes at 7. So we're gonna try to find a place perhaps as close as possible on the like side of the river. If that's not possible, we're gonna continue a little bit further and go to one of the marinas. So we haven't really decided, but it's gonna be good to get off the boat and stretch our legs for a little while.
The entrance to Maastricht was indeed industrial, but the city itself made up for that. The city pier was way too full for our taste, so we gave the first marina a shot, and we made it just before darkness.
It wasn't that easy to get a spot yesterday, but finally we found one here. It was a little bit more expensive to stay here compared to the other places we've been to. We paid about 25 euro instead of 10 to 15, but also they got a swimming pool.
And a very nice relax area with a view of Maas.
I just discovered from the little incident we had in the lock yesterday that I got pretty much bruises on my legs. It's like it hurts all the way up.
It for sure did not keep me from wanting to explore the city that was only a short walk away.
Now we are on our way to town to actually see Maastricht, and we're just gonna figure out where to go. think this way.
And we immediately loved the city.
Maastricht is the oldest city here in Holland. It's from the Roman age, around year 300 or something. We just walked by a cafe and we saw some ladies having a cake that looked super good.
We also learned that the famous violin player André Royer was visiting his hometown, and we planned to try to get a glimpse later on. But first we were heading back for another excursion.
We were told by this attraction from a lady at the yacht club that we're staying, that's supposed to be a turquoise lake. But it's more like an industry, so it's kind of interesting. But it's still kind of nice view.
I love the fact that a man-made industry can leave such a beauty behind.
This lady, she said it's really nice, and we were thinking like, how cool could an old limestone quarry be? But it's pretty dramatic and definitely worth the bike here. And also it's very nice for us to take the bikes out because we're sitting a lot of hours on the boat. And we're gonna hike up there. Kind of chilly in here.
Yeah, it's nice and cool.
Yeah. Okay, but the stairs continue. Not my favorite kind of stair. You can feel how high up you start to be. You can see all the way down to Maas. It's pretty nice.
It was time for us to get back to get a glimpse of the concert that could be heard and seen all over town. I want to deeply thank my Patreons for supporting the making of these episodes, and if you want to contribute, you can also become a Patreon or buy me a coffee at the links below. If you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss out. And if you appreciated this episode, please give it a big thumbs up.